Hey guys, what's up? I'm Erin and welcome back to Erin Talks Money. According to the IRS, the average millionaire has 7 different streams of income, and 7 may seem like a lot. Well, that's because it is. Compare that to the average American who has just 1 stream of income, and yeah, 7 sure seems like a lot. But what that IRS report didn't actually make clear is, did those millionaires have multiple streams of income helping them to become a millionaire? Or did they establish these multiple streams of income after they already had a net worth of 7 figures? But I suppose that's not really the point. The point is that life gets much easier when you have multiple streams of income, because you have to consider, if you only have 1 income source, you're kind of in a vulnerable position, as in you are 100% reliant on your company or whoever you work for that gives you this 1 paycheck. Because what would happen if you were laid off, or what would happen if your company closed? Would you be able to pay your bills? If you had multiple streams of income, you probably could. Well, when you have multiple streams of income, you are less reliant on your day job. And as a general rule of thumb, I think it's very good practice to not be 100% reliant on any one or anything anyhow. Now, of course, when we talk about having 7 streams of income, we're not talking about going out there and working 7 different jobs. That would be madness. You obviously want some time in life to go see friends and family, take part in activities that you enjoy, and yeah, of course, sleep every now and again, which you probably can't do if you have 7 different full-time jobs. So when we talk about these multiple streams of incomes that most millionaires do have, a lot of these sources are coming from passive income sources. Income comes in 2 primary modalities. You have active sources and passive sources. So active sources of income are tied directly to your time. You put in the time, you get a paycheck. It's tied to your time and your efforts. Now, passive sources are not directly tied to the time that you put into the job. It is not to say that they don't require time and effort, but they're not directly tied to your time. So let's get into these 7 most common sources of income that millionaires have and see how potentially you can incorporate them into your life and help you generate more wealth and maybe perhaps even join the ranks of millionaires. The first most significant income source comes from your paycheck. It's true with the general population and it's true with millionaires. Your paycheck is the most significant source of income that you do have, generally speaking. Now, just because you have other streams of income doesn't mean that you quit your day job. If you're looking to boost your household income significantly, honestly, the easiest way to do it is to couple up. Have a significant other who also brings home a paycheck. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yes, it's a cliche saying, but it's very true in life. Teamwork makes it easier to achieve goals, and that's very true of financial goals as well. Having a significant other who also earns a paycheck helps out a lot. In fact, 86% of all millionaires are married. I can personally attest that getting married was one of the best financial decisions I ever made. Having a 2-income household makes it so much easier to save money. Just because you have 2 people in the household doesn't mean your bills double. In fact, vast majority of your household bills are going to stay the same. So it's kind of like your bills are cut in half. So that's a win-win for everyone. So I absolutely 100% recommend marriage. I totally think it makes achieving your financial goals that much easier. It's so much easier to save money. So definitely get married, but don't just marry anyone, because if you marry the wrong person, they can actually hurt your financial goals, and honestly, life's very long if you marry the wrong person. Marry the right person and your life will be bliss. So with that said, let's get on to the passive income sources. Investment income. This is actually the most popular source of passive income, hands down, bar none, and with good reason, because the cost to get started is very low. There are actually 3 different types of investment income, and you should be taking advantage of all 3. So we are going to go over all of them now. First one is interest income, and interest income can come in a variety of forms. You can get interest income off savings accounts, CDs, money market accounts, bonds, both government and corporate bonds, and usually these are going to be very secure investments, but as such, and especially in today's economy, they pay very low interest rates. Even most high-yield savings accounts and CDs are paying less than 1% in today's economic climate. But hey, you have to keep your emergency fund and your short-term savings somewhere, so you might as well get paid what little interest you can anyhow. Obviously, you do want to go out there and look for the very best rates you can possibly find. Another way to get some interest income is to get involved in peer-to-peer lending. Now, peer-to-peer lending is the lending and the raising of money without the involvement of any financial institutions. So a lot of individuals come together to lend money to an individual requesting a loan. Now, it's the peer-to-peer lending site that will actually establish the person's creditworthiness as well as set that interest rate. There are many different peer-to-peer lending sites, and the interest you're actually paid on the money that you lend highly depends on the individual borrowing that money. Just know that riskier loans come with higher interest rates, but you don't want to take on too risky of borrowers, because at that point you risk losing out not only the interest you're anticipating being paid, but also the loan amount that you gave to this borrower. Number 2 is dividend income, and the most common source of dividend income is actually dividend paying stocks. And you're probably familiar with it because dividend paying stocks are actually quite popular here on YouTube right now. But how it works is that you would invest your money into a dividend paying stock, for example, like Coca-Cola, and then when they declare a dividend, which is usually 4 times a year, you get paid that dividend. Now, Coca-Cola is currently selling for about $50 per share, and they just declared a dividend of 41 cents per share. So that means if you had 20 shares or about $1,000 invested in Coca-Cola, you would be getting ready for your sweet, sweet dividend payout of $8.20. Now, I know that seems small, but it does add up. The more money you have invested in dividend paying stocks, the more your dividend payout is going to be. Now, I'm actually planning on having a significant portion of my retirement income coming from dividend income. But currently, since I have a job and I don't need that dividend income, I simply select the reinvestment option and allow it to continue to grow as much as possible. And as always, I don't really recommend picking individual dividend paying stocks. I prefer to make your life easier and actually select a dividend yield index fund. Index funds are wonderful. They have low fees, they have a proven track record, and you do still get that nice dividend payout. So I always recommend index funds. And the third type of investment income is capital gains. Now, this type of investment income is realized when you sell an investment that has increased in value. Now, the most popular type of capital gains income comes when people sell stocks from the stock market. And if you watched any of my other videos, you know that I think absolutely everyone should be investing in the stock market. I think it is absolutely instrumental to wealth creation. And of course, I absolutely recommend index funds for everyone. For example, $10,000 invested in the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund 10 years ago would be roughly worth $35,000 today. That's 3.5 times its original value. Now, of course, you don't realize any of these gains until you sell some of your holdings of stocks or some of your stock positions, but I still wholeheartedly believe that the stock market is the single best way for people to generate real wealth no matter their economic position. It is just that the barriers to get started in the stock market are so low. You can get started with the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index with just $3,000, but if that price is still too steep for you, you can get started with the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF for just about $170. The next type of passive income source we have is rental income, and that's going to come via real estate. And there are actually many different types of ways to capture rental income. The first and easiest way would be to actually rent out a room in your home. Now, this is going to require the least amount of work on your part, and it can easily bring in a couple extra $100 every single month. But it does require that you share your living space with another individual, and that's not the most ideal situation for everyone, and that's totally fine. So the next way you could do it is to buy an investment property, maybe a single family home or a duplex. Now, this allows you to keep your home for you, and you could turn around and rent these places to full-time renters. If you live in a vacation area or a resort area, you could charge a nice premium and use it as a vacation rental, rent it by the week or the month. Or of course, you always have that option of renting it on Airbnb or VRBO. Now, if you're really eager to get into real estate but don't have the funds to buy your own properties, Well, you could actually get involved with peer-to-peer lending sites that actually specialize in real estate. I'm going to put a list of them here, but as always, make sure you do your research before you get involved with any of them. But keep in mind, and every landlord will tell you this, that rental income is not 100% passive income. It can actually require quite a bit of work on the part of the landlord. What if something goes wrong and needs repair? It could be a holiday or a weekend, but you still have to go in and fix it or find someone to do that. And it's certainly not 100% risk-free, because what if you end up with a tenant who decides that they're going to stop paying their rent, but they also refuse to leave your property? Well, then you have a pickle on your hands. But it is a very popular source of passive income among millionaires, and when successful, yes, you get that monthly income from your renters, and you also get a property that appreciates in value over time. Next up, we have business income, and this is one of the most popular sources of income among millionaires. In fact, most millionaires own a business of some sort. In fact, 66% of all millionaires own their own business. The good news is, in today's economy, there are more ways than ever to become an entrepreneur. You must have some skill set that you can monetize. You could start a blog, a YouTube channel, sell products, you could write ebooks and sell them on Amazon, or you could even write your own course. There are many different sites to host courses, or you can build your own website to sell it. Selling digital products is a great choice because yes, it requires work up front, but once you get them uploaded, your customers can simply download them to their devices. You could literally be making money in your sleep. But you can also sell physical products, and you can do that by using sites like eBay or Etsy, or even services like Fulfilled by Amazon. You can turn literally anything into a business. Seriously, try it. Let your mind wander. Or if you're still looking for some ideas, check out the books like The $100 Startup or 100 Side Hustles for some ideas and for some inspiration. And who knows, maybe your side hustle would be so successful that it actually turns into your full-time job. And finally, we have royalties, where you earn a small percentage every time you let someone use your ideas, your products, or your processes. Now, this category is a little bit more challenging, as you have to make something unique enough and then make it repeatable. McDonald's, Starbucks, and Subway, these are all franchises and they get paid royalties. A franchisee will take the ideas from the parent company and pay a royalty or a franchise fee back to the franchisor or that parent company. Also, authors are paid royalties on their books. Songwriters are paid royalties on their songs. This category is often called mailbox money because you get simply sent a check by letting someone use something that you created. So there you have it. Those are the most popular 7 income streams among America's millionaires. Do you need to have all 7? No, of course not. You could easily have just 3 or 4. But the idea here is that having multiple streams of income makes your life easier. It makes it easier to build wealth. Now, I know the idea of passive income is very appealing and a very sought after subject. So I will have a video in the near future with lots of passive income ideas. But I wanted to go into today's video to give you that basic intro into what passive income streams are and what those most popular ones are. So that's going to do it for today's video. I post new ones every Monday and Thursday. If you got anything at all out of this one, please give it a like on the way out. And if you're new here, subscribe. Also, if you know of anyone who can get something out of these types of videos, please consider sharing. I hope you guys have a good one. I will see you soon. Bye.